1885 in baseball. The following are the baseball events of the year 1885 throughout the world. Champions: Major League Baseball, National League, Chicago White Stockings, American Association, St. Louis Browns World Series, postseason play. The Chicago White Stockings played the St. Louis Browns, which ended with both teams going 3-3-1 in a best-of-7 series. Game 1 finished in a tie called after 8 innings due to darkness. Game 2 was awarded to Chicago by forfeit after 6 innings because St. Louis refused to continue after disputing an umpiring decision. Both teams dispute series and claim championship. Minor League Baseball, Canadian League, Clippers of Hamilton; Eastern League, Washington Nationals; New England League, Lawrence; New York State League, Syracuse. College Baseball, Intercollegiate Association, Yale University; Northwestern College Baseball Association, University of Wisconsin. Major League Baseball final standings, National League final standings, American Association final standings. Statistical leaders, National League statistical leaders, American Association statistical leaders. Notable seasons: New York Giants first baseman Roger Connor led the NL in batting average, .371, on-base percentage, .435, hits 169, and total bases 225. He was second in the NL in slugging percentage, .495, and adjusted OPS plus 200. Buffalo Bison's first baseman Dan Brouthers led the NL in slugging percentage, .543, and adjusted OPS plus 203. He was second in the NL in batting average, .359, on base percentage, .408, hits 146, and total bases 221. Chicago White Stockings pitcher John Clarkson had a win-loss record of 53-16 and led the NL in innings pitched 623, wins 53, shootouts 10, and strikeouts 308. He was third in the NL in earned run average, 1.85, and adjusted ERA plus 163. Events: January-March. January 3, the Cleveland Blues release all of their players as they prepare to disband. January 6, Henry Lucas, the man behind the failed Union Association in 1884, purchases the remaining assets of the Cleveland Blues as he prepares for his St. Louis Maroons to join the National League. January 10, the National League accepts the formal withdrawal of the Cleveland Blues and admits the St. Louis Maroons, the champions of the Union Association in 1884. January 15, the Union Association holds a meeting in which only the Kansas City Unions and the Milwaukee Brewers attend. The decision is made to formally shut down the league. February 11, the original configuration of the Western League is formed. April-June. April 3, the New York Metropolitans of the American Association, run by John Day, released Tim Keefe and Dude Estabrook in order for them to be acquired by the National League New York Giants, also run by Day. April 29, after being shut out for the second straight game, players on the Cincinnati Red Stockings are fined $25 each by their manager O.P. Kaler. May 7, the St. Louis Browns take over first place in the American Association with a 13-1 win over the Philadelphia Athletics and will remain there for the rest of the season. May 27, John Montgomery Ward of the New York Giants graduates from the Columbia Law School. June 2, the Baltimore Orioles defeat the St. Louis Browns 7-1 to break the Browns' 17-game winning streak. June 7, the American Association removes all restrictions on overhand pitching. June 12, Dave Orr, first baseman for the American Association New York Metropolitans, hits for the cycle. New York defeats the St. Louis Browns 17-8. June 13, Detroit Wolverines outfielder George Wood hits for the cycle in a 17-9 loss to the Chicago White Stockings. June 16, Henry Larkin of the American Association Philadelphia Athletics hits for the cycle in a 14-1 win over the Pittsburgh Alleghenies. June 17, Phenomenal Smith loses his first start as a Brooklyn Gray by a score of 18-5 after his teammates commit 14 errors behind him, including 7 by shortstop Germany Smith. Phenomenal's boast of being so good that he could win by himself doesn't sit well with the other Brooklyn players, who are fined $500 for their intentional poor play. In the interests of team chemistry, Smith is immediately released. June 25, 10 different players collect at least 2 hits each for the Brooklyn Grays in their 21-14 win over the Philadelphia Athletics. George Streif of Philadelphia sets a major league record by hitting 4 triples in the game. July-September. July 1, Tom Burns of the Chicago White Stockings hits a home run that is estimated at 500 feet in a Chicago win. July 2, Sam Thompson makes his major league debut for the Detroit Wolverines. July 3, Jim McCormick of the Providence Grays wins his 200th career game for his first victory of the season. 6 days later, he will be sold to the Chicago White Stockings, where he will win 20 games. July 4, Owen Keenan of the Youngstown, Ohio club beats Newcastle in both games of a doubleheader, pitching one game right-handed and the other game left-handed. July 11, after winning 175 games while pitching over 2,300 innings for the Chicago White Stockings since 1880, pitcher Larry Corcoran is released after straining his arm muscles so badly that he is unable to throw. Corcoran will only pitch 54 more innings and win 2 more games for the remainder of his career. July 12, the Buffalo Bisons sell Pud Galvin to the Pittsburgh Alleghenies for $5,000. July 27, John Clarkson, in the midst of a 53-win season, pitches a no-hitter for the Chicago White Stockings. July 29, Henry Larkin ties the record by hitting 4 doubles in a game. August 16, Louis Henk dies of a ruptured liver, sustained in an on-field collision in a Southern League game the previous day. August 18, Jack Farrell of the Providence Grays is suspended without pay for shouting obscenities at fans in Providence. August 26, Roger Connor of the New York Giants starts a first-inning triple play. 12 days later, Connor would be involved in another first-inning triple play. August 27, Paul Hines is released by the Providence Grays after they accuse him of intentionally playing poorly. August 29, Charlie Ferguson of the Philadelphia Quakers pitches a no-hitter in a 1-0 win over the Providence Grays. August 29, the St. Louis Browns win the American Association pennant with a 16-9 win over the Louisville Colonels. September 11, the Providence Grays suspend Charles Radbourn and Jerry Denny after a 9-1 loss. September 17, the Detroit Wolverines purchase controlling ownership in the Buffalo Bisons in a move that will be overturned by the National League. September 19, with former Buffalo players Dan Brouthers, Hardy Richardson, Jack Rowe, and Deacon White in uniform for the Detroit Wolverines, the National League orders their game against the New York Giants forfeited if they play. Detroit sits the 4 new players and loses to the Giants 6-5. The 4 return to Buffalo to finish the season. September 28, Detroit Wolverines first baseman Mox McQuarrie hits for the cycle against the Providence Grays. Detroit wins 14-2. September 30, the Chicago White Stockings clinch the National League pennant with a 2-1 win over the New York Giants. October-December. October 1, the first all-black professional team is formed by Frank P. Thompson, originally known as the Athletics. They will soon change their name to the Cuban Giants. October 3, playing in an exhibition game against New York of the Eastern League, the American Association Baltimore Orioles are no-hit by the former and future big leaguer John Phenomenal Smith. October 7, Fred Shaw of the Providence Grays throws a 5-inning no-hitter before 12 fans in Buffalo in the first game of a doubleheader against the Bisons. Shaw beats them again in another 5-inning game in the nightcap. October 10, the Providence Grays sweep the Buffalo Bisons in a doubleheader in the Bisons' last day in the major leagues. Buffalo finishes the season with a 17-game winless streak, only managing one tie in the season's last 3 weeks. October 10, Joe Gerhardt, second baseman of the New York Giants, finishes the season with a 155 batting average, while shortstop Charlie Bastian of the Philadelphia Quakers ends the year with a 167 average. Both players set still-standing records for the lowest batting average in a season with a minimum of 350 at-bats for their respective positions. October 17, the National League sets a minimum player salary of $1,000 and a maximum of $2,000 for the 1886 season. October 22, John Montgomery Ward, along with several teammates, forms the Brotherhood of Professional Baseball Players, the first union in professional sports history. The Brotherhood would ultimately result in the Players' League in 1890. October 24, the final game of the 1885 World Series is played. The St. Louis Browns defeat the Chicago White Stockings 13-4 to tie the series at 3 wins each, with Game 1 having ended in a tie. December 4, the New York Metropolitans are sold to Canadian-born millionaire Erastus Women for $25,000. December 24, the St. Louis Browns sell the reserve rights of Sam Barkley to fellow American Association member Baltimore Orioles for $1,000. Births: January 2, Chick Autry. January 5, Art Fletcher. January 15, Grover Lodermilk. January 21, Benny Mayer. January 27, Tom Baird. February 1, Pete Harrison. February 3, Slim Sally. February 17, Steve Evans. April 13, Veen Gregg. April 13, Red Cleffer. April 20, Ted Easterly. May 18, Cy Barger. May 23, Hugh Bradley. June 7, Dan McGeehan. June 11, Chris Mahoney. July 9, Buck Herzog. July 17, Les Wilson. August 4, Tex Jones. August 7, Joe Hewitt. September 3, Ed Kochi. September 12, Fred Luderis. September 22, Walter Lonergan. September 22, Jimmy Walsh. September 28, Wilbur Good. October 6, John Knight. October 14, Ivy Alson. November 15, Pat Ragan. December 4, Sean Collins. December 6, Jack Stansberry. December 11, Fred Anderson. December 20, Joe Wilhoit. Deaths: February 10, Al Hall, age unknown, center fielder for the 1879 Troy Trojans. February 12, Neely Phelps, 44, played 12 career games over 5 seasons for 3 teams in 2 leagues. March 13, Herman Daleman, 32, a first baseman for Brooklyn and St. Louis teams in the National Association who led league in walks in 1875. August 12, Dick Kramer, age unknown, played 2 games for the 1883 New York Gothams. November 30, Dan Cronin, 28, played 2 games in the Union Association in 1884.